American Pie panel. I am Todd the Horror Nerd, your friendly moderator. And without further ado, we will bring up our stars. We have Vicky herself, Tara Reid.
Hey! What's going on in Jersey?
Jersey girl.
I am the Jersey girl.
And Kevin, Thomas, Ian, Nicholas. Thomas, come on up. All right, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I have a few questions of my own, and then we will turn it over to the audience. So specifically, we're here for American Pie. So my first question is...
Best horror movie ever made.
100%, like 100%. So for each of you, what drew you to the project originally, and did you ever think that it would become such a cult classic?
Well, it was in my contract that I would only do the movie if it became $1 billion franchise. So, yeah, it was just a good negotiation. I knew all along.
He's joking.
No, actually, for me, I actually got the script, the very first script, which wasn't called American Pie.
It was called like...
It was called, do you remember it?
How to do a movie under $10 million.
It was an untitled teen sex comedy that you can make for under $10 million that most readers will hate, but I think you'll love. That was the title of the script. And then
American Pie is actually better, but we got everyone's attention for sure.
the first scene wasn't Jason or Jim and his sock puppet. It was Kevin and Vicky was instructing Kevin on which way to move his fingers. I'll let you put the scene together in your mind, but it was in one of their bedrooms. And I was like, holy cow, this is porn. I threw the script away. I called my agent and said, why are you sending me porn? Teen porn. So I turned down the audition. And they offered it to Andrew Keegan, who was doing 10 Things I Hate About You, and they couldn't do both because there was a scheduling conflict. So then they came back to me and said, will you audition for it? And I read the whole script. I was like, oh, there's actually heart. These are real well-rounded characters. And obviously the rest is history. And now I'm here in Edison, New Jersey, celebrating with you.
When I read the script, I thought it was absolutely the most crazy script I've ever read. I was like, but I liked it because, I mean, it's really about like innocence, love, insecurity, and what do we all go through the first time we have sex? You're scared, should I do it, should I not do it? And I had all that innocence in this movie, which every one of us has gone through. And I thought the way the movie touched on it was as raunchy as it could be sometimes. It was really sweet in so many different ways, like the awkwardness that we all go through. And I liked the script, and I liked the characters of our characters together. Because they were like the one couple that was like really real and really trying to be in love and trying to do the right thing, not sure how to do it, you know? And I think I love the movie. I did, and I love Thomas. He's still one of my best friends to this day, so I'd never say a bad word about it.
That's awesome. So that leads me, something you said leads me into my next question. So how did you approach portraying teen awkwardness in such a relatable way? Because like you said, it's something everybody goes through. How did you deal with that?
I don't think you have to approach it. I mean, we're all awkward. Everything we do, I'm awkward every day. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, like, and that specific time in your life when you go through awkwardness, especially about losing virginity, is awkward. It's gotta be awkward. And I thought they, you know, hit the nail, like, right there, how they delivered it. And I think we delivered it by a very well-written script, and our chemistry made all that work. And I'm not ashamed of that movie at all.
Yeah, I mean, I had just turned 18 when we started shooting that movie. And the awkwardness, well, I think you had a character, each character represented a different sort of clique of high school. And in some regard, like, I was the kind of person in like actual school that was friends with all the different cliques, but you wouldn't normally find them all together, but each character represented, you know, like you have like Oz and Stifler are the jocks, and then you've got Finch, who's, you know, essentially kind of in that nerd realm, and then you've got, you know, Jim and all that stuff. So I think we all just played for the realism of it. That was what Paul and Chris Weitz were going for, and yeah. So I don't necessarily know that we were focused on the awkwardness as much as we were focused on just portraying genuine characters that all really had, like Tara was saying, good intentions. You know, there was no bad blood. No one was out just for the joke, which gave us the ability to shock people with, you know, some pie humor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither. Baked goods. No baked goods. Well, one baked good was harmed in the making of our film. At least 7 Costco pies.
All right, I have one, and then we're going to turn it over to the audience for a few questions. So, you know, there's obviously, we talked about one of them just now, but there's a lot of outrageous scenes, obviously. What was the atmosphere like on set between all the cast members? You know, how do you get through filming with some of that stuff? You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I'll start a little bit. I mean, we were kids, so we really didn't know what we were in for. We really had no idea it was going to be so big. We were all new, you know, like...
As we discussed, I knew it was going to be big. $1 billion franchise.
Well, like, we were green, you know, like, we really didn't know what was going on, but... The one day that Jason had to do his thingy with the pie, we all happened to be on set, and we're behind the monitor watching it. And... we've never laughed hard in our life. And poor Jason was like, bobbing the pie, and we're like, ah! And like, everybody stopped laughing. Like, they couldn't even use a take because we were laughing so hard. But that will be a memory I'll never forget. But you go from here.
I mean, there's so many scenes in my career where I've had to try to keep a straight face against someone who's just a comedic genius. And that for sure happened a lot with Sean William Scott, who played Stifler. His antics were very grounded, but obviously, you know, he had like the sort of the best bits. And a funny story that's not necessarily related to keeping a straight face, but if you remember the scene with Kevin and Stifler when Stifler drinks the beer that Kevin made for him. Because people often ask, what, could we make an American Pie 5? Right? Or some people will say, well, could you make American Pie in today's day and age? Let me tell you something, we couldn't make it then. We weren't allowed to make that movie. They gave us an NC-17 rating from the MPAA, and they kept having to re-edit the film to cut down things. That's why there's an unrated version. So, like, you know, they shot it 2 ways with how, you know, Jim was with the pie, and so anyway, they kept re-editing it down. So this is my point: is there was one line, and this shows you, while you think maybe 25, 26 years ago, you know, people had thicker skin, they didn't. They had thinner skin. The last line that caused us to have an NC-17 rating was what Kevin said to Stifler when Stifler was throwing up after drinking the beer. So Kevin walked in and said, "Hey Stifler, how's the man chowder?" That got us an NC-17 rating. So that shows you the thin skin. So I had to go to Universal for like one line of ADR. I was there for like 15 minutes just to say, "Hey Stifler, how's the pale ale?" So we could get an R rating.
Best behind the scenes story ever, right there. All right, so no one cares what the moderator has to say, so I want to flip it and open the questions up to the audience. Yes, sir, in the back. She will bring you the microphone. The green light's on, you're good.
You good? Go. I have actually two questions. One's a little pretty simple, but I heard that nowadays that teenagers don't know what house parties are. And I'm thinking of the movie American Pie. If they did make an American Pie 5, what you would think it would be, how it would take place. Forget about the cancel culture part of it. And number two is it true that MILF started from that movie? The term MILF?
I'll answer your second question first. There was one other film that the term MILF, the term MILF existed prior to us. Adam Hurst did not invent it. And there was one other film that it existed in
Milk
that
is
wasn't.
mothers that like to fuck. I mean, they're super hot moms.
So we didn't coin the phrase, but we definitely were the ones that made it the most famous. And when you think of the term MILF, you think of American Pie and Stifler's Mom.
Yeah, 100%. Anything Jennifer Coolidge. She's old with her lips, like.
Now, in regard to house parties, I don't know. I mean, I guess I didn't really think. My kids are only 13 and 9, so I'm not having to contend with that sort of portion of
I
life
have 2
yet.
dogs, and let me tell you something. They blow ragers. Okay? I'm not even kidding around.
I believe it.
I mean, I'm like, mommy's gonna go bye-bye right now. I put on some great music every time. I'm coming back, they're dancing. Like, and all the dogs in the hallways, in the building, they're all trying to get in the VIP line to get in the house. And my dogs are ragers. They're just like their mother.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about the kids not really knowing what a house party is, or the kids in today's day and age. How is that even possible? How do they not know?
Because they don't leave the house.
That's the problem.
Like,
That's the problem. Like, when we were younger, you guys, we had fun. Like, we really did. Today, kids, their fun is like, oh, we gotta have a new follower on Instagram. All right, like, I'm like, guys, get the phone out of your hands all the time.
Right.
All the time, you know, and then if you ever, like, I went to dinner recently, I'm not gonna say names, but I was other celebrities, and they brought their kids to the dinner. And to make their kids be quiet, they gave them, like, not even just the iPhone, the iPads, you know? And they were like, the whole time, I'm like, take the iPads out of your kids' hands, it's rude, you know? They're like, no, it's so much better, tired, just trust me. The iPads don't bother us, we don't talk. I'm like, that's a shitty way of looking at it. Like, these kids just get thrown a toy, and they're addicted to it, and then they wonder why these kids today have no social skills. They don't have it.
It was much better back in our day when you just said, shut up.
Back in our day, we got like, we got hit in the head, we were like, do something. I'd rather have done that
They just sat at dinner with eyes wide.
way. Wide open.
my dad just had the look, like the stare.
Yeah, that one look like, get that down right now before I kick your ass. Like, no, it's just like, nothing. Like, it's sad. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't really have, especially children, unfortunately, don't really have feelings anymore because I don't think they know how to feel. Like, there's not a book that you can say, okay, this is gonna, let me show you that this is when you're sad or you're happy or this or that. That's life. Life is gonna teach you all these different emotions. I feel like today, the loss is that with the children is that they don't have it anymore because it is. The only thing that makes them mad is to take their phone away. Or angry, so all their stuff is anger, missing, like everything's the phone. I didn't have a phone really well. I could give 2 shits. I wanted to go play with my friends and like, we had like war games in the backyard, you know, kick the can, stuff like that. That was great. These kids wouldn't even know what that game means.
No house parties, no kicking of the can.
All right, anybody else in the audience? Yeah, up front here. Listen, we see who we're with here, we're good.
I read somewhere that there was a different version of American Pie 2 that had Chris Penn in it, and that whole story, there was like, it was a more serious version of it.
No. Well, okay, so it's not that there was a different version, it's that in the draft that we, and the movie that we shot for American Pie 2 included Stifler's dad. which they originally tried to hire Bill Paxton, right? Who would have like essentially reprised. I'm saying the name right because Bill Paxton, who played Chet in Weird Science. So it would have been like Chet was Stifler's dad, which would have been perfect. He was directing Frailty at the time. So first of all, Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace, great actor, obviously. He was directing Frailty at the time, so he couldn't really pull his head out of the focus on a dark film like that, and his responsibilities as the director. They were in post-production. So they ended up hiring Chris Penn, may he also rest in peace. And for whatever reason, Chris Penn was great, but he just didn't have the same tonality as Bill Paxton would have done. And the way that Sean kind of towed that line between being a dick but still having heart, or being a dick but not,
Yeah, Sean was the best dick ever.
You didn't feel sad for him. The way that so what ended up happening is we were shooting the scenes and you end up feeling like bad for Stifler with his relationship with his dad. So Chris Penn was cut completely from the entirety of the film, and so there's no existence. There's a couple like references here and there, or like little Easter eggs that I could probably point out if we were watching the movie together, but I know that it was supposed to be Stifler's dad that came and massaged Finch when he was tantric. That was like the big moment. But I think what they ended up giving that to Sean, right? It was yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little behind the scenes. No Chris Penn.
All right. Yes, ma'am, right here.
No, because I mean, back in 2001 when we shot it, we were still shooting on film, so none of that film would have been developed. So there's not like some behind the scenes because they would have just like, I mean, it would be in storage at Universal, but there'd be no way to view it because it would never have been digitally transferred.
So hi guys, it's really an honor to be here with you today. I feel like I grew up with you guys. I'm 45 years old and it's like crazy to be here. But anyway, fun question. So if they did make an American Pie 5 or something in that realm, what upcoming actors would you like to play as maybe your children, teenagers? Is there anybody that comes to mind that's popular right now that would be a good fit for your family in the movie? Something fun?
I mean,
That's a great question.
That is.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish I had thought of that.
That's such a great question. I don't even know an answer for that. I mean, you know what? I'll do something that he's not going to do because he's dad. But Thomas has a son. He's 13 right now, and he's like blowing up. He's doing a lot of good movies right now. So it'd be really cool for Thomas' son to be in it. And I think that my character and his, if we did make it 5, should go back together again, and maybe his son could be our kid. It would be kind of cool.
Aww,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Right?
I mean, I think he's at 13 is a little young for American Pie 5.
But then remember,
Strictly speaking, as a father.
No, but think about it. The movie hasn't been out for that many years, so it could possibly happen.
No, I get that from a timeline standpoint. Yes, that's correct.
We're talking about the boobs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking. I mean, like I know, like, look, my son has seen enough, like gory horror films that American Pie is not really outside of the realm of things that he can watch. He has no fucking interest in watching his dad do any of that shit. Zero. He knows the story. He's like, I'm not watching my dad do that. So.
All right, I take it back.
So yeah, that would be. I mean,
I'd put my dog in the movie.
I can tell you
Absolutely good.
that after we did American Reunion, there was a pitch of an idea from John and Hayden. So John and Hayden wrote and directed American Reunion. They since went on to create. They did they're the writer-directors of Harold and Kumar, Go to White Castle, and the sequel. And then they're also co-creators of Cobra Kai. So, and now they just announced they're doing a reboot or a TV series of Knight Rider. So their idea after we did American Reunion was the follow-up year, because we were supposed to like just dip right into the next sequel, like the next year. That was like the sort of the rumor mill of what I was hearing. And the plan was, and I know this because I was sitting with Hayden in Switzerland while we were doing the press tour. And over a beer, he started to tell me this story until John interrupted and said, shh, you can't say anymore. So the storyline was, that I wasn't supposed to hear, so I'll tell you now anyway, was that Stifler's mom and Jim's dad get married. Jim is, of course, the best man. He's in charge of the bachelor party. Stifler, takes over because he doesn't think Jim's doing a very good job. We plan something in Vegas, and then you get The Hangover meets American Pie. I just was hoping that at that point Kevin wasn't Doug fucking locked on the roof of the Caesar's Palace. But anyway, obviously that didn't happen. So I don't know what the storyline would be now moving forward. And you're hearing all these rumors on Facebook. About American Funeral, Charlie Sheen's gonna play Stifler's dad. Let me tell you the same thing I tell my children. No, I know, but I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell my children, because my kids, like my son's watching, YouTube shorts, and he's getting influenced by, like, opinions that he's hearing from people. Consider your sources. If you see a rumor about something, do your research. We were taught that in school. Get your bibliography.
That's just crazy talk, man.
Yeah. Oh, just take somebody's word for it and just fire off with it. Yeah. Great idea. So I'm telling you, when American Pie 5 does get announced, hopefully we will eventually do it. You'll see an article in Deadline or Variety, not Facebook.
Really? Deadline, Variety.
It'll be also in Facebook, but the original source will be Deadline or Variety. Here.
I think we have time for one more. Let's right back here.
I have two questions. Did Stifler and Jim get together?
Did Stifler and Jim get together?
Yeah.
You mean like bow chicka wow wow?
Well,
No.
In the alternate timeline, no. Only what you saw in the American Pie 2 scene of us painting, that was just so they could see boobies or see the girls kiss. Right? They kissed so the girls would kiss. Didn't the girls kiss after it? Yeah. They did that for a reason, okay, man?
I also have another question. What was the reaction to seeing Jim hump the pie? What was everyone's reaction to that?
We never laughed harder in our lives. We all watched it behind the set. They kicked us off the set because we were laughing so hard behind the monitor. We were watching him do it. We were just crying. And then he was like embarrassed. He heard us. And the guys, get off the set. We were like, get off. I mean, it was all of us. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
I was there. I remember it really good.
I try to forget things like that in my mind about my friends and baked goods.
Yeah, that actually made a really bad frozen little picture in my mind. I wish I could erase.
yeah. Young lady over here.
I have a question for Tara. So my grandfather and your mom, Donna, are cousins. My grandfather, Robert Holtzoffel. So my dad wanted to ask how you're doing and how you've been.
Wait, how are we related?
Your mom, Donna,
Yes.
is cousins with my grandfather, Robert Holtzoffel.
And how are they cousins on my side?
Your grandparent and my grandparent are siblings. I wrote it down because my dad was like, you have to ask her how has she been. He wanted to come too and see you, but he couldn't make it.
It's the most random thing.
That
I
seems
know.
complicated.
I got a new cousin that I know about. What's up, fam?
Hey,
You're in Jersey. You're from Jersey, so don't be surprised.
So my great grandmother and your grandfather were brother and sister.
Your great grandmother.
Yeah, and
My
your
grandfather.
your grandfather, yeah. So
Brother and sister.
Laura Russo Holzapfel and Anthony Russo.
Yours is my grandpa.
Yeah.
So how do we get this?
So, Donna, your mom,
And my mom.
yeah, and my grandpa, Robert Holzapfel, were cousins.
Wow.
Just go with it, Tara.
It's really good. I feel like we're doing that. What is it? That app, the tree where you go in and you get up.
Yeah.
Like that right now. Well, nice to meet you, cousin.
Nice to meet you, yeah.
Tell them I'm doing great.
You're doing great. I'm gonna tell them about your dogs partying.
Yeah.
Unexpected family reunion, everybody, here at New Jersey Bar Time, right?
That I would not expect. That's really cool.
All right, so we are unfortunately just about out of time. So my last question is, you have any current projects that either of you are working on that you are free to let us know about?
I have 5 movies coming out this year, so I have a big year. But there's only one movie that I've heard of more than any movie I've ever done. It's called Dr. Quarantine. It will be the biggest movie that you've ever seen me in. I will take you to a place that you've never seen me go to that deep level before. Put my heart, sweat, tears, life, everything to this film. We already won Best Picture we got 9 winners for 9 of them, and I already won 4 wins for Best Actress. This one will be coming out this year, and you'll see it, and you'll understand why I said it. This is my baby, Dr. Quarantine.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, Tara. My recent project underdeveloped is a TV show on Tubi and Amazon with Tom Arnold and Mark Pellegrino and David Koechner. We're negotiating for season 2 right now, so we might be switching distributors to be determined. And I just announced my next film, also with Mark Pellegrino. And
I don't know why this is my name at all. How is that making these movies?
And Sam Levine and Matt Ryan, who was Constantine. So it's a film called Outsider. It's going to be dealing with human trafficking, and I'm going to be, for the very first time in 38 years, playing the bad guy. So spoiler alert.
That is awesome.
And we can't tell you just yet, but last night, myself and my lovely co-star next to me, Thomas, I think we might have hit the jackpot. We have a new show idea that we're about to start, which will, you guys, if we make this happen, it will be your favorite show ever. And all you say, I can give you a little bit of a hint, it's about dogs. Okay?
Yeah.
Partying at Tara's house. No, I'm just kidding.
Dogs, party, kidnappers, CIA. Now this is one hell of a TV show.
And that is our mic drop moment, everybody. How about one more round of applause for Tony Seniors and Tara Lee, everybody. Thank you for coming out to the Jersey Maritime Film Festival and joining us for the show. Stop at their table, get an autograph, get a selfie. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Todd.
It's my pleasure and honor to host
Well,
you all so
you're
much.
awesome.